Hi, I'm John Parks, and today we're visiting the studio of John Morra, which is set up in the remarkable church behind me. John is a painter of still lifes, landscapes and portraits, a remarkable painter who I've written about before, and today we're looking forward to seeing the inside of his extraordinary studio. John bought this church in New York's Columbia County about 7 years ago and devoted almost a year to completely renovating it as an artist's studio. The nave of the church is open and grand. We find the artist working in just one corner of it. So John, what is the most wonderful thing about working in this huge church?
Well, I would say the key word there is huge. I have worked in very small studios before, and they can be wonderful too. But I love being able to throw things all over the place and have several paintings going at once. And you never have to worry about tripping over something. Now, the irony is sometimes because you have more space, you make more of a mess, and you don't maintain the discipline that you had when you had a small studio. That's absolutely true. Actually, this might sound funny. It's big in here, but it's as big that way as it is this way. So if you just look at the floor space all by itself, you do have to keep order.
Yeah.
You do, or else you can get yourself into trouble pretty fast with mess. But I love being able to move things around. All the still life stands and all the easels, of course, are on wheels, and so I'm able to really change things up. And of course, with the ceiling height, and all the lights are on now, but with the ceiling height, I'm able to play around with the lighting and do things that I would never be able to do otherwise. I can even have southern light, direct sun coming in if I want it, to look at. Looking at one of your own paintings in direct sun is one of the most frightening experiences of your life. And so I get to do that if I want. You can see where you missed a spot and so on.
Right now you have north light. You're painting with the north light behind you, yeah?
I'm doing a weird combination of, good grief, what have I got going on here? I've got north light, but I also have this bank of aught lights up here. This is an aught light, but this is for an effect. It's shining through this gel, which pushes all this cool light into my foreground objects, which you can't see now because that's on.
Well, we can see here in the video that we're getting a blue cast of light through the gel onto the still life materials, which is rather spectacular.
Oh, that's even more obvious when I turn off the rest of these orange incandescents.
Yeah. And you have an incandescent light behind the still life shining onto the board, so you're getting a warm.
Exactly. That's my backlit a dawn effect that I'm getting on this. My goal with this was to push everything in the foreground into the cool, which I've never done before, and have the sunlight coming up behind it like it's a new day for science in spite of the overgrowth. It's part of my idea here.
Okay.
All right. I have two incandescents mixed in with the natural light. When I have a clear day, everything in my still life turns blue. When I have a cloudy day, everything turns brown, relatively speaking. And so what I'll do is I'll just compromise, usually mixing the artificial and natural. There are other times when I don't have any of these on and I just use the natural light, and it's fine too. So it works either way.
And the huge overhead above you, I mean, you've got a lot of air sitting above you, which, I don't know, I guess mentally that makes a difference, just a kind of openness of space in which to work.
I think it does. I think it does. You can certainly crank your easel as high as you want. But as far as having that up there, I guess so. I think maybe it might affect the way you see your pictures, especially when you stand across the room. And then you're looking up as well as across the space. Maybe. Yeah,
and I guess there's some downsides, John. Yeah, so in terms of running a big space and...
I'm going to tell you what that is right now. I would say the biggest problem I've had working here is that I like it too much.
Meaning?
Meaning sometimes I'm content to come in here and piddle around and just look at it.
You're just happy being in the space. It's too good.
So, I mean, I know that sounds silly, but it really can be distracting sometimes. I can start thinking about patching holes in the wall, and tidying up over here, and putting the tools away over here, and redoing the chairs when I should be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And so that has been a real temptation, and I've gotten over it by scheduling myself and saying, okay, at the end of a work day, you get a half hour to shuffle things around and tidy up. But you don't just come in and start doing it, because next thing you know, you'll be building something or doing something you're not supposed to be doing. So but it's been good grief, 6 years now, or 7 years, closer to 7 years. I'm still over time finding a place for things, which you may not believe, but it's really true. You can spend so much time trying to find out, now where did I put the single weight stretcher bars, and then you realize they have to get put in just the right spot, and that has to develop over time with organizing. You can't just decide where stuff's going to go. It has to. You
get to know the space.
Right, it has to take its place, and the closet there it's absolutely amazing how much stuff I can throw in there. But if you come over here, you can see those stretcher bars. Something like that. That's the thing everybody dreams about, is having them all set up where you know where they all are. Of course, racks for paintings and props and everything else. This is still a work in progress. So, I mean, I just I worked on it just the other day because I found out that I had all these frames up there that I'd forgotten about. Now I know where they are, and that's just what happened.
And the other thing is, I guess you've kind of, although you've obviously renovated the church, you've got still a kind of religious, well, not religious feel, but at least this kind of authentic church feel. You haven't completely demolished the sense that it's a church.
In some ways, you can't get around it. I mean, the angel that you see up there, that came from a church in Manhattan. In fact, it was a historic church. It was All Angels Church on 82nd and Broadway. The church got knocked down, and that plaster angel up there was being thrown in the garbage, so I was able to bring it up here. I don't believe that any piece of drywall, plaster, or stone has any spiritual stuff stuck on it. I believe it's a building. You know, what can I say?
What do you find's the hardest thing to manage with the space, you know, in terms of maintenance?
It's an old building. When you fix, it's like the painting of the Golden Gate Bridge. When you're done painting one end, when you get to the other end, you have to start again. By and large, most of the bad work is done. I mean, ripping the walls off, insulating the attic, figuring out what to do with the heating system. That's done. So from here on, I mean, the final frontier is the basement. That's a dirt basement, and that will eventually be a complete shop. Wow. With all the wood cutting to happen down there. And when I have that, I will truly have my mad scientist laboratory. I mean, the ultimate thing that I've always wanted since I was a child. Because once I have the wood shop, I'll have everything. The attic right now is all storage. And before you couldn't get up there at all, and now it's what I call deep storage, meaning the things you probably should throw away, but you just can't bear to throw them out. They get tossed up there, and then so somebody will have to deal with them after we die, I guess.
Very likely. We all have those storage spaces.
I don't know how I did this, but for a full year, I made no paintings. For a full year. I painted outside a little bit, but every day I woke up and planned my trip to Home Depot. And so when I say the difficult work is done, that's what I mean. Everything just basically got finished, and that means the big things, the walls, getting rid of the pipe organ. I mean, all these things that had to happen.
It just remains to thank you, John, for this lovely visit to your studio. It's been a great pleasure.